Good evening, welcome to the committee. Ms. Cruz, you have 3 minutes, and you may proceed.
Thank you so much for hearing us out tonight. And I just want to, a lot of what was said was really important. So I'm here just to state that we need to move forward with our state, and the only step to move closer to accuracy of count and get it right, if that is what matters here, is that we need to end this practice of gerrymandering, of prison gerrymandering. And again, people talked about the Rhode Island law that states that people's residence for purpose of voting does not change because of their incarceration. By doing this, we're following the law. We know people currently held without a conviction, serving a misdemeanor, can vote and use their home address. These numbers are in the hundreds at the ACI that are already being counted at their home address for voting. So we're talking about accuracy here. We need to get right with the law on one point. And I heard a lot of comparison to students and to others, and it really brings up to me this argument of domicile versus residence, right? And, this forced. We know this intent to live versus forced residence. I assure you no one at the ACI chose to be counted as their home address or residence. And I assure you, as a parent who had a child who was incarcerated, we counted him on the census as home. I also had a child who went away to college. I counted him on the census at home. So if we want to get this right, then we know that this is the only way to do it. And again, we know, like a lot of people said, the majority are there, especially at the intake, which some of the reps brought up, for a very short time. This is a snapshot. It's inaccurate because, again, they're going to go back to their home communities. So I don't want to repeat what others said, but it's really important that if we want to get this right, we need to count them at home based on the law of voting that we know many hundreds have there who are at the ACI, and also those who are completing the census. Again, as a parent of a college student, I count them at home. As a parent of a child who's been incarcerated, I counted that at home. So we want to get this right. So thank you for that time.
Ms. Cruz, thank you. I personally appreciate the anecdotal and life experiences, stories, resonate, they ring and stay with the mind. So thank you for your sharing your personal experience. Rep. Corvese.
Excuse me. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your testimony. I want to go back to something you said. I may have misunderstood. Okay. Towards the beginning of your testimony. Did you say, and I may have heard you wrong, so did you say that there were hundreds of people at the ACI who voted? At
any one point in time, there are hundreds of people who are eligible to vote at the ACI.
I'm sorry, thank you.
So when they vote, they'll use their home address.
There were only 54, I believe, in the last election.
And there's problems with access to the ballot for people who are held there, unfortunately, in our state, and that's another issue we need to work on. But I assure you, if they vote, they are counted by law from their home address. That's where they're voting from.
Thank you. Quite a bit came out of that dialogue. That was good. Any other questions from any other members of the committee?